Okay, I'm going to go over this extra practice for our quiz on 5-1 to 5-3. So these 6 equations, it's all about inverse operations. So we're not factoring. You just need to undo things in the proper order and you'll get your answers. So in this first problem, I can't get to what's inside the parentheses until I eliminate the cube. Okay, so we're being raised to the third power. We just recently learned to undo cubing of something. We take the cube root, which is really the 1/3 power. Okay, so now this is a perfect cube, but you can ask the calculator 729 raised to the 1/3, and you're going to see that it's a nice 9. So we're left with 3 plus x equals 9. Undo this 3 by subtracting a 3. Again, you can't divide by 3. It's not 3x. It's 3 plus x. So we subtract 3, and we get our answer of 6. Okay? Real easy to check. Plug in a 6 here. You get 9. 9 cubed is 729. Okay? This next one, we do have to be careful that we have all the answers. Okay? It's going to be an even root. So the first move, though, I need to add 9. So it's really 818. And that's equal to x to the fourth. So now I'm ready to undo the power of 4. So I could take the fourth root or raise to the 1/4. For me, it's a little bit easier just to raise both sides to the 1/4. This gives me my x. Since it's an even, I do need plus or minus. So make sure you have all your answers and you only put plus or minus if it's an even root. Okay, so now I just asked the calculator. This will be a decimal, but it's going to be 818 raised to the 1 divided by 4, and I get 3.3, and I should round to a 5. Okay. Oh, that's not a 3, it's a 5. Sorry. My eyes. That's clearly a 5. See that? We will redo that. So it is 5.35 and negative. So make sure you have both plus and minus. Another thing I'll quickly show you, if you do want to do the fourth root, hit 4, then math key, option 5, and then type in the number. Okay, we still get the same answer. Okay, 5.35 and negative 5.39 or 35. So then this one, it's going to take us 3 moves to get the answer. First move, subtract the 10. That leaves us with negative 5x cubed equals 205. Now we have to divide by negative 5. And when we divide, we get 205 divided by negative 5. We're going to get a negative 41. And in this case, the last move then is the cube root, or simply taking the negative 41, raise it to the 1/3 power. Okay, that's the same as cube root, and you get negative 3.4, and I'm going to round to a 5. Okay. This next one is going to take us 2 moves. Okay, our first move, though, we can't subtract 8 until we get rid of the power. So the power is raised to the 5th. So I'm going to undo that, I'm going to raise both sides to the 1/5 power. Okay, calculator knows what that is. It's negative 3,125 raised to the 1/5. And we get a nice negative 5. So in this case, all I have to do is subtract an 8, and I'm going to end up with negative 13. Okay, so again, make sure you understand that you are able to take an odd root of a negative number. If this was being raised to the 1/4, it would be an error. It would not be a real answer. Okay, so then this one is going to take us where we have to raise to the 1/4. Since it's even, we have to be careful. Okay, so x minus 8 equals, right now we need the plus or minus. So the Fourth root of 81, or 81 raised to the 1/4, is going to be a 3, but we're going to have a positive 3 and a negative 3. So then we need to add an 8. So here's the answer. So we saw this in big ideas for one of the problems where we have to use a positive 3 in this case. So 3 plus 8 is 11. And then we use the negative 3 and we get a positive 5. So those are your two answers. Okay. This next one's pretty straightforward. I'm going to add 10. 5x to the 4th equals 100. I'm going to divide by 5. And then we just need to take the 4th root of 20. So I'm going to raise both sides. I'll show this. And we're going to end up with, that gives us our 1. And I'm going to ask the calculator, since it's an even root, don't lose a half point on your quiz by not putting plus or minus when you need it. Oops, raise to the 1/4. And we get about 2.11. Okay, and a negative 2.11. So solving equations, I need you to realize how easy it should be. It's all about inverse operations and what order you need to undo things. Okay, so last two problems I have on this that I want you at least be aware of. Number 7 is going to be just like the one on your quiz. We need to simplify. We're not allowed to have a radical in the denominator, so we're going to use something called the complex conjugate to be able to turn into a nice number. So all we have to do is change the sign. Okay, whatever you do to the bottom, you're going to multiply to the top. Okay, so up top, I'm just going to end up distributing this root 5. So root 5 times 4 is just 4 root 5. That's how the proper way of writing it. And then I'm going to have plus root 10. Root 5 times root 2 is root 10. Now in the bottom, we're just going to get a nice number. Okay, this is FOIL, but your radicals are going to cancel out. So 4 times 4 is 16. Your outers and your inners are opposite, so they disappear. You're going to have minus. It will always be a minus. And then root 2 times root 2 is really root 4. I'll show that. But it becomes 16 minus 2, which is a nice 14. Okay, that's what it's going to look like on your quiz. Okay, now the next one's a little bit more complex. So I'm just showing this to you. You should hopefully understand it, but I will not have one just like this on your quiz. So we still look at whatever in the bottom. I have a 3 minus root 5. I'm going to multiply by 3 plus root 5. Top and bottom. Okay, up top, it's going to be a little messy because you're going to end up with a 15. Your outers is going to be a 5. I'm going to write that up here. I'm going to have a 5 root 5, and then inside is going to be a 3 root 5. Together is going to be an 8 root 5. Okay, they're like terms. Okay, and then this is going to end up being plus root 25, which is just a plus 5. Okay, now, of course, we're going to end up with a 20. So if I simplify the top, I'm going to get this. Now, the bottom needs to be a nice number. Okay, it always has to be a nice number. And when you multiply 3 times 3, you're going to get a 9. This and this will cancel out. You'll always have a minus. It's root 25, which I'll show, which really is just going to be a 5, which means we get a 4. Okay, now I would accept this answer, but you could also reduce it. Since these are terms upside, I could divide each of these. Each of the terms can be divided by 4 evenly, so you're left with this. Okay, 20 divided by 4 is a 5. 8 divided by 4 is a 2, so you're left with 5 plus 2 root 5. Okay, so again, mainly concentrate on number 7. Look at the other problems that we have. Look at the problems that we did together. Look at the problems in big ideas. Look at the problem on your practice, the actual practice quiz, and you should be able to simplify. Okay, thank you for watching. I will not give any bonus points for watching this. You should watch this because you want to do better on my quizzes. So Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please ask. Take care.